Hello everyone, my name is Chris Morris and this is the Advanced Training Series. This is lesson 13 and it deals with basically show you how to run a download Excel report step by step. We'll go over like what's the purpose of a download Excel report, then we'll go through the steps on how to run one, and then there's two different ways to view that data. One is within VRS and then the other one is an actual open up an Excel spreadsheet. You can export to that. Purpose of a download Excel report, it allows the user a way to download all the raw data in the system. The idea is that when you have all the raw data, if you have a specific type of chart that you need to submit to a manager or something, you can basically create it yourself and manipulate the data to fit that need, or in the manner that fits best in that chart. Go ahead and get into it here. So go ahead and go into VT3000 and open up your VRS2 software. And once you're in here, basically create a new report. Step 1, we have to select this export category. Go next. The only option on the template is export to Excel. The variant is always export to Excel. And the date range. So you can select dates. This allows you to put in a full year. You can just select in here and go back through the months and select the day, whatever day you want. I actually have data for today, so I'll leave that there. You can do weeks, basically what year and what week of the year, and it goes by first week, second, third, fourth, fifth, all the way to 52. Other option is months. Once again, select the year and then select the month from and to, and then years basically from 2017 to 2018, something to that effect. I'm going to go back to dates because I've got data in for today. Go ahead and hit next. Data source, everything. So this is basically going to include every input module that you have set up in the software. If we select input devices, we can select a specific one. Just click on it, hold the control key down and select multiples. Filter group, so any filter groups that you've created, you can select those here. Once again, multiple filter groups, just hold the control key down. Definition groups don't apply to export to Excel. I'm going to go back and do input devices because I have data for that specific device. Once you get that selected, next. Time frame, so none is going to include everything from any time period. Full day is basically going to give you data from your schedule that you select here. So when does the schedule start and when does the schedule end? And that'll consider a full day and it'll give you data within that time frame. The other is for a specific shift. So select your schedule and say I only want to see data for first shift. Last option is specified. So you can say from a specific time to basically let you see, I only want to see data from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. I'm going to go back here and select none because I want it for all the time, just so I can produce data for this exercise here. Go ahead and select next. Here's your options. This is basically the report title. You can change it to whatever you want. And then breakout data. So this deals with data fields. So if you have a setup where you're entering in data into a data field on the module, if you say no, it's just going to clump all the data fields into one column on an Excel sheet and also in the VRS. So if you hit yes, it'll actually break it down and give each data field its own column. So I'm going to go ahead and select yes. Basically at next, it's going to tell us all the options that we selected. Then we're going to hit run. And as you can see, it's going to give me my data. So you can view the data inside VRS2, which is this right here. Basically shows everything kind of laid out a similar way. It's got duration, response, the resolve time, total duration. As you can see here, get these numbers going. Tells you the device, the name, when it started, the start time, acknowledged time, and the end time, or acknowledged date, I'm sorry, then acknowledged time, end date, end time. Up here you got this tab, so you can see all the processes that were run. So As you can see here, I've got a setup, a shift, and a production, and it broke out these data fields. These names are different just because this module's changed a bit. Samplers, so I've got counts going, so this is telling you when it got a count, and then what was the total of those counts that it got. Data records, so you click that tab and you get breakdown of all the data fields and what the values for those data fields were. Count samples, this will actually show you when each count was recorded. As you can see over here on the right, it'll tell you each time you got a count. So that's the way to go through the data here in VRS. You can, if you have multiple pages, you can click that to go to the last page, click this to go to the next page. This will basically let you go to the previous one and go all the way back to the beginning, or you can just go in here and type 2, 3, 4. Of course, I've only got one page, so it's not going to apply to me here. But if you want to get this data in an Excel spreadsheet, real simple, click on the Export to Excel icon at the bottom, and you may not be able to see on your screen, but it's basically downloading here in my web browser. Then I can just click on it. It's going to open up the file in Microsoft Excel. The header just basically telling you the information about the template that was used to run the report. So it says like it was the Export to Excel report. It's the raw data. It was for this device. If there was multiple devices, they'd all be listed out. What was the time period that you selected? So for me, it was just for today. And then this would be for like full day shift specified, and I didn't select any because I wanted everything. So at the bottom, you got different sheets. So very similar to what we saw in VRS2. Get the alarm sheets, basically to tell you the same data that we saw represented there. They're all headings are listed at the top. Those are processes, basically giving you the same information. This is that data fields. As you can see here, they're kind of broken out in their own separate column because I said to break it down. If I didn't, these would all kind of just be in one column. Samplers, this is just like that one page where it's telling us, when it got an update and what the totals were. It looks like I ended this one here, and this one is still active when we ran this report. Data records, once again, it's breaking those out into each individual one, giving you the values and when it got that information. And then we get this final one for count samples, and it's basically telling you the exact date and time that it got a count. So that's all listed out here. That'll pretty much do it for a run on an Excel export to Excel report. Go back over here to our PowerPoint, and PowerPoint gives you step-by-step kind of what we just went through, all the options. Purpose is download the Excel report, provide the raw data, allows the user to manipulate those into graphs and charts inside Excel. We went over how to run one, selecting the correct options for each of those 8 steps. We viewed the Excel report VRS2 with the different tabs and different buttons to go navigate. And then we viewed it and download to Excel report in Excel. And we opened the downloaded file, and then we went over what each specific sheet told us. Thank you for your time, and hope you have a great day.